Today is May 30th, 2025, and it's time for Fan Expo Dallas.
Nice shirt, brother.
Oh yeah. Thanks, man. Thank you. I think I came to the wrong entrance.
There you go.
Thanks.
Oh, he does.
To find Terry Gamble because I don't want to bring this thing back.
Yeah, no, like he's somewhere over in
Excuse me.
that section. I think she said somewhere between like 800 and 1,000.
That's like the best part of her. Like, what are you talking about?
Testing. So I found out that Carrie is not here today. The rest is done today, which sucks. But it's okay. Came kind of late. I'm gonna find.
Can I get a picture?
Oh, is this the guy that we just saw?
Yeah.
Make some noise, y'all. Let's hear for Claudia Wells. Mr. Jeffrey Weisman. Let's keep it going for Charlie Cromwell. Here we go. Get everybody in. Matt Clark, ladies and gentlemen, movie history right there. Right there. thought I'd talk about Amway. Victor, don't push. Don't you push him. Don't you push Hollywood history. You know my favorite line in all three movies. I swear to you. I tell my wife, Joey.
I'm the one that kicked it out and said, well, they love you here, but they don't love me dinner. So I missed it. But I went to the Royal Premiere months later, and that was great. Next time. And so, but I had to read the premiere and get going.
Before the movie was released, right? Word of mouth started coming out. Absolutely. We were this little movie with a car and, a nice little time, right? But the big movie from Amblin Entertainment, Steven Spielberg's company, was Goonies.
Well, it's a good one. It's a good movie.
For Goonies and a Back to the Future.
It's a good movie. It's a good movie. It's a good movie.
Goonies is a fine movie.
Yeah.
You're like,
Pirate ships and water.
so Goonies was a big movie. But as time went on, during the editing process, Back to the Future started to get its own, momentum. Absolutely started building, and people saying, "This is really good. This is really wow." So we went to the night before the premiere was the cast and crew screening at the Academy, Motion Picture Arts and Sciences. So I go in there. I'm from Philadelphia. Okay, I hadn't been in movies or anything. I was on a couple of TV shows and commercials. I introduced the concept of biscuits at Kentucky Fried Chicken. You're welcome. You're welcome. That's me. Oh my God. You're welcome. Enjoy the biscuits. So we come in there. It's a theater, a movie theater, but gigantic Oscar statuettes that frame the movie screen, and all sorts of directors and producers were there. All kind of Hollywood, right? The Hollywood power brokers. Anyway, they played the movie, and the place went crazy. Since that night, I have never seen a Hollywood, an inside Hollywood screening go like this. The ovation lasted like 5 minutes.
Absolutely.
They applauded like a standing ovation, the entire credit roll. People are reaching over, these big famous people. I'm from Philadelphia. I'm like, oh my gosh, that's unbelievable. And there was just an electricity to it that I think we all hoped, we thought it was good, right? We did our best, but nobody knows how a movie's actually going to be received. So when people went crazy, it was really quite something.
That's awesome.
And it opened big.
Make some noise for that, y'all. Fun fact, so Back to the Future was the highest grossing film of 1985. Did over $155 million that year.
Beat Rambo.
It totally beat Rambo, which is absolutely amazing. But considering that, so obviously, like you said, you didn't know that this was going to be something. But when did you guys know that it was the breakout hit? What sort of word of mouth were you guys hearing to know that this was absolutely a smash movie?
Well, I think that we've seen all these reporters over. Just tons of them before. I thought we'd be here for another week and come back, but if they wait till I get back, and they went to the top one of the top reporters. And I said, this is something back there. So they would have like tripped over much slower to get to me. It was really insane. And I had this TV show popular, and it was, I chased around the grocery store like a teenage girl. I was so down with it, but this was insane. This whole other level. We were television, like people see you in their bedroom, and they see you through the crack in the bathroom door, and they're sitting there, you see so many folks, you see their lives, and they know you, and you're like, Alex, we're in a movie, 30 feet tall, and you're in a place like a church, with 11 people, and they're quiet, and looking up at you, and it's a whole other thing. So now you got like, I was used to be this TV star, like, and moms, everybody cheap, to where I was like all of a sudden like this deity, like people went crazy. I That's strange. My whole life changed. A whole other level of recognition and fame and attention. So it took me a while to get used to it. I'm still not used to it. But capable of animation is fine.
Now, this movie has.
Excuse us. That's where we are.
got everything I could. Wait, was he that one guy? Remember when? Just go straight, maybe, and then find a door to the right to exit.
I was thinking that.
Okay, sure. I've done enough of them. It's nice to have like and that one I've got. Really? Is that bad?
That kid was good. He was like, he got in the morning. I was like, man,
They went off.
it's like, I'm sure Sean has like fun in the stores, but he gets nice. He's like, hey, do you have any more wrestlers?
Express what you got.
But he's wrong when you say.
Fear the rabbit. It's a fucking giant. So. He was legendary. There's like right there.
That's cool.
comic one or the movie?
It was upside down though.
Is that an actual camera?
Yeah, it's DJI Osmo.
Wow.
That's got a gimbal.
Yeah. I'm just used to more something substantial being on the end.
Yeah, it's just a little sensor, so
That's awesome.
it's pretty good quality. So.
I like it. No, I like it.
Well, I mean, I do have random things. I actually think Demon Days come out of the $2 holiday. Like I said, I only got one.
Wicked.
How are you?
Oh, hi. How much are these 2 packs of turtles?
That one right there is 85. The other 2 are 80 each.
80. Okay. You don't have a Donatello, one with Donatello in it?
Those are the only ones I got left.
Okay. No problem. Thank you.
Want to take a look at them?
No, I'm okay. Yeah, I'm just.
I'll make a deal. You have some Funko Pops, 2 teenage girls.
Oh, cool. Where are they?
There's 2 right there, and then there's Donatello right there.
Oh, okay. Cool. Let me.
I have Shredder. I have an OG Shredder and Casey over here.
Oh, okay. Cool. Thank you.
She doesn't know what to do.
Wait, one of my ears is pinned down. I can't hear you. I actually had Miles in a frame. I had to take one out of straight and show somebody who wanted it. Yeah.
Oh, cool. Thank you.
You gave me the bag at around like 8.
I wish I had the time. All that Darth Revan. That's Revan. For the 2 lightsabers.
Oh, was that the person that we saw behind us?
Nope, we saw Nihilus earlier. All Darth. Different Darth.
we like to get them taped on the back, and then we get them taped on the back. We just got them back to the framers.
I'd have to say no less about it right now. I guess everybody expects them not to be around.
Good, how are you?
All these are dollar books.
Okay.
Our quality books are inside. Like the higher books are inside the high grade books.
Okay, cool, thank you.
All right.
Sorry, excuse me.
Oh my god, I love your real life golden wilson too.
We're a futuristic version of it.
I like it. Very cool.
Do you have any of the TMNT mecha figures at all?
No.
Okay.
Cool, I'm glad you saw it. We are on an important mission.
Oh, thank Was it Tyler that we looked at? Yeah, that's what you know who'd write that party if he's here. True though. I like seeing it kissing. Is it a scene?
It's alright. It's the schoolgirl outfits in the middle. A lot of good stuff. one was meant for you to follow.
closed, but please check out Comic Explosion at the Aloft downtown Dallas, starting in 30 minutes. Please make your way to the nearest exit. The show floor will be open tomorrow at 9:30 a.m. as a special preview to our VIP pass holders and at 10 a.m. for general admission. Attention attendees, the show is now closed, but please check out Comic Explosion at the Aloft Dallas downtown, starting in 30 minutes. Please make your way to the nearest exit. The show floor will be open tomorrow at 9:30 a.m. as a special preview for our VIP pass holders and at 10 a.m. for general admission.
KK Madman.
supposed to say that.
Yeah. For like, you should pay for that. Yeah, trying to go on the summer. Also, I'm not going to try. I don't know, I'm used to craft fair.
Saturday been fun?
Yeah.
Good. Awesome. Good kind of crazy here.
And it connects into this game to bring a dice mechanic in here, but it also stands on its own.
Are these yours? Do you have any Ninja Turtle ones like the stands?
Ninja Turtles.
Yeah, I didn't see one. Missed it.
Probably try the wrong color, but you should get here somewhere.
Oh, okay. Cool. That's cool. How much are they? Oh, 25?
25, yeah.
Okay. Thank you.
Do you still play party games? I got here for you.
$100 piccolo bust. The bust all over. Do you want to check it out? Zach, can we look on the inside here?
Down 500 because we left the quarter.
Prices are on the back of the bus. Oh, you guys came back, right? What'd you come back for? Oh, okay. Show me. Oh, I thought you were here.
Everybody on
Yeah, 99 on it.
like I got
What's your price point on it? Where do you want to be at? I'm here to sell. All the prices are on the back. If you got any questions, let me know.
Cool, thank you.
Hold it for you while it's I think it's 35. Yes.
These are all the PS2 games you got?
Yes.
Okay.
I have some loose ones here.
Oh, okay. Hi.
We're walking up and down the aisle.
Yeah, I don't know why you didn't. I forget.
Switch with you, man.
I know we passed by here so many times.
We did like a beach flag I showed you.
I love your peacock feathers. That's so pretty.
Being picky.
Yes and no.
We should go that way. Not guaranteed.
Good idea.
Alright, everyone let go. No, it's animatronic. You guys can let go. You can let go. If you want to hold it, you can hold it.
Miguel, where do you go? Right here. I know you're not big on
like the real one, but it's like it's made after the real one.
Red carpet, middle one.
Dang, it's like okay, 500 is where we stopped.
Right here. Yeah, literally right here. There's 65.
I know he was.
Yeah. FedExpo Cleveland, the guys are there. we gotta get out of it.
We're up here by 800. Just talk to a blind man like
more, they don't have it. And then not in person. Give me like a creepy smile. We are
There he is.
Yeah, we love it. It's not
I use like mesh mixer to like start cleaning stuff up. Yeah, I mean, I can get like
Maybe we talk sometime. Set that up. Yeah, I appreciate that.
Honestly, if I can just get like basic, I mean, I could just measure myself, but it'd be nice to just have a mold that I can model. No, just it's like I want to make face masks and stuff, so I'm putting that here. Sorry, Oh, he's trying to talk to you.
What's up, man? You already? I'll see you right now. See you right now. That's like yesterday.
I used to have one, but I tore it all over the kid.
You get the brand new. That's a grown man. Y'all doing all right?
We're doing good. Thank you.
How much is this shredder? I didn't see a price on
How much
that.
is this?
This one right here?
You want to see how much is it?
Yeah.
Sean, you don't mind? You know I got you. Didn't I do it for you last time? Like a little bit, but you know that was...
Hey, Spitfire? Where is it? Transformer?
Yeah, or in the one in the gate.
Yeah. But the thing
See them back there. Probably like $30 on retail. Like $30.
You guys have any other turtles figures here?
That's everything we
That's
brought.
right there?
Yeah, this and plus what we have created, like the old turtle.
Oh, over there?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Yeah, I'm gonna take a look. Yeah.
Hold it or
No, you can put it. Thank you. Appreciate it.
I said. I was like, once he told me, I was like, man, I might be awesome.
Yeah, go over there by the case.
Thank you. Oh, okay. Thank you.
They say no, you can send it to CNN.
I sell them used in the box. No games.
just got this
I told George where it was. He's like, what? I said,
This is the first game, King. I got it.
I don't think so.
He said, Jade, and I turned around and I was like, yeah. I said, I'm here with my dad, Damon.
Excuse me. What are you guys in line for something?
Donnie Cates.
Oh, okay. Thank you.
That was an awesome one. So at the end, it's like so like imagine like the last she was the first one to punch that of course like I'd say I didn't fully finish 4, so I can't say I'm still. This whole reminds me a lot of like you read it, you're like, oh,
So I think just like, if you have questions, raise your hand. We'll be attentive to it. Yeah.
Questions about really breaking in writing and trying to continue a career doing it.
Yeah. So there's a bunch of different stages of being a comic book writer, and I think the most common stage across the world is not being one, because most people are not comic book writers. And so this is advice that is for that gigantic swath of the population that is not one, and then that tinier fraction that's considering trying to figure out how to be one. And even though comics is what comics is, there are still a lot of people who are trying to break in. So when you are putting yourself in an environment where other people are trying to break in at the same time, you're sort of in competition with them in a way, because there's only so many slots. And the way that I came up, and I don't know if you did, but I'm sure it wasn't that different, it was your turn, was basically going to events like this, going to places where comics were being made, comics were being talked about, people who make comics, and have the doors of it, that can be open to let you make comics are. And it doesn't happen right away. It's a really long process. It's a process of you learning how to make comics, it's a process of you making comics, but it's also very much a process of you meeting the other people who make comics and understanding the things that you need to do to be given a chance to make comics, Marvel, or DC. And so the advice that I came up with, which is advice that I did, and that's kind of why I give the advice, is 3 B's, right? Be good, be cool, be around. And be good is pretty self-explanatory. You are not going to be asked to write professional comics unless you are able to create comics at a professional level. Marvel and DC will not train you how to do it. When you come in that door, you need to be able to do it. Image Comics will not. Public will not hold your hand. Honestly, no professional comics company will publish your comic unless it's public. It's publishable because nobody wants to lose money. So comics. But so just work on your craft, and don't just show it to people who are like, your mom, your best friend, right? We're going to give you nice feedback, even though it's not quite there yet. Learn how to do it, and learn how to do it really, really well, so that and being honest with yourself, whatever you've done is as good as anything you see on the stand at the comic good. Be cool. Second, be cool is about, like, in comics is like, it's a very small crew, it's a very small crowd, and it's a very small world. And word gets around if people are not, like, cool to work with, cool to hang out with, cool to be around, pleasant to be around in general. Yeah, exactly. I mean, that's part of it too. Like, you know, the comics editors don't have time for assholes. I don't even know what the right word would be in the context I'm thinking about. You know, like they don't, right? So you have to be somebody when they see you, because they don't know you at all. They cannot get a bad vibe from you. You gotta be chill, you gotta be respectful, you gotta understand that their time is valuable, so on and so forth. So whenever you are interacting with anybody at any level in a comics context, be cool. And then the third thing, which is can be trickier because it's complicated to do it, is be around, which means you just have to kind of be in the scene. Because the way that the editors pick people out of obscurity to write, I mean, in my case, it was Swamp Thing. I don't know what your first picture was. Steel, there you go, right? Like, the books that they pick you to write, it's because they've met you 20 times before. They've had cool, fun, nice conversations with you. They have had a chance to flip through whatever work you've already made. And you've just been around in the scene for a while, and the vibe has never been bad. Nobody's telling stories about, oh, that guy, oh, you heard what Charles did? Nobody ever told stories like that about me because I didn't do that stuff. And so, if all of those things come together, and in my case, that coming together took, I mean, from the day I started thinking, oh, I'm going to make comics, to the day I was actually asked by DC to write Swamp Thing was 8 years. So it's a very, very long process, but I don't think you can get around any of those things. So there you go.
I mean, my entry was a lot different because I started out, I saw the way in for a lot of writers was getting on staff, starting as an assistant editor. So I worked up my way from being an assistant editor to the Batman group editor in the course of 15 years in DC. So, you know, I was able to make great relationships with everybody because I literally saw them every day. We had lunch in the offices. So I was already a face of the name, and all the things that Charles just said, I did all those. I made sure I was, you know, not a schmo, did the right things, etc., etc. When I did get work, I made sure it was super professional and was always on time. And the difference between Marvel and DC back then, and even now, is Marvel was a real in-house place of like allowing writers and editors to write. And Paul Levins was very much against that. He thought that, you know, freelancers were out there trying to make a buck. You had better well damn good if he was going to take somebody, you know, put out of somebody's mouth who's trying to make a living, keep a roof over their head. So Paul took me to lunch the first, like after I had done a couple showcase issues and 2 issues of Steel. And he said, hey, you know, I know that we bring in guys from the staff every once in a while. And he said, so your stuff was very good right now, but he says, the minute I smell you hacking it out just for the buck, boom, you're going to be out. So I was like, thank you for the pep talk. And I always just kept my standards high. So, and I got into writing full time because after all those years on staff, I was looking for my next writing job at DC. And at the end of the deal said, here, I'll give you this much. I'd rather have you on the other side of the table. So I was like, oh, that's a lot more than I'm making. I'll do that, and luckily, that's how it worked out. I was exclusive for DC for 16 years after that. So, but it was all about all the things that Charles said, doing those things and keeping that focus and, doing the best you can and knowing that, I mean, I always look at my comics being very personal and, you know, my name is on it, and the great thing about comics is it's tangible. Everybody thinks about the immortality a little bit. It sounds very philosophical and Hollywood, but you know, I always want to make sure I want to leave something behind. So, you know, to be able to leave something like that that you really care and are passionate about, it really made a big difference to me. So I always made sure that I put 110% to everything.
Any more questions? All right, back.
Hey, I've noticed there's a bit of a difference between writer brain and artist brain. As a writer, what would you say, how do you maximize and get the most out of an artist without kind of getting in your own way? Or can you speak a little bit to that?
Well, that's again, I was on staff for so long it really helped to be able to talk to artists in a way that you could, you know, a lot of guys, especially younger guys who are breaking in and are doing solid work, they want to know what's bad. A lot of editors, believe it or not, I don't want to tell any names, they just would take stuff and they wouldn't help guide a lot of guys. I came from film before I went into comics, so I always wrote very cinematically. So I always knew visually what I wanted very specifically. But I would always give the artist a lot of room to breathe on it. But when a guy was off base on something, it was always easy and this was the day, internet had just been starting out, that's how long I've been doing this. But it was really key to get on the phone. I love the phone. I love talking to people. And especially being a writer in a room alone all day, it's really nice to do that. But when I was an editor, it was always great to talk to the guys and talk to them once you see roughs of the page or the issue, and just see how do you make it better, where do you put the camera. And most guys are really open to it. Obviously, there's professionals who are in the business for a gazillion years. I remember one time, Howard Chaykin, who'd been around obviously long before I got into the business, was doing a story that I wrote on the Tank story, and I knew he did inserts. He did a lot of these circular panels in the middle of a page sometimes, that in my mind pulled you out of the story sometimes, just in the way he did it. But like there was like 2 pages where he did like, it felt like it was just like all these weird circles. And then I called him and said, Howard, hey, what's going on? How's it going? And it was like, I said, hey, can you pull back on the inset circles just a little bit? And then Ted Quader, and he was like, you asked me to work on this, right? I was like, yeah. He was like, then that's how I work, and that's what I do. If you don't like what I do, then we don't work together. And I was like, got it. So,
he's that kind of personality.
Yeah.
I don't know him well, but the times I've met him, that's his personality. And good blessing, right? I mean, I think speaking of what you said about your names on the cover, it seems true of artists, right? Like all of the people, the creative stakeholders that aren't you, don't have their names on the cover. And so when I think the decision, the person who makes it perfect should be you or the artist, and like you listen to everybody, but they don't have their names on it the same way that you do. Anyway, so are there any comics artists in the room right now? Perfect. Great. That's good. Because they can be a piece of work, and I'm like that. Artists, the way that you get great work out of artists is by not trying to get great work out of them, by doing great work with them. You talk to them, you become friends with them. You say, hey, we're making this awesome thing together. What do you like to do? How could we do that thing? What's fun for you to draw? Do you like circles in the middle of the page? Hey, me too. But if you don't, maybe you find that out ahead of time. You sort of like, it should be a dialogue. I always think of my scripts as dialogue too, right? A script is a conversation with the artist. I try to keep my door open, my sort of metaphorical door, which is my email address, open to artists to reach out whenever they want. And I've established I'm sure you have too, like you establish relationships with artists that you work with again and again because they trust you to give them stories that they are going to be inspired by, that other people out there, like nobody wants to work on a book that nobody likes or nobody's going to read. And so you try to give them cool stuff that the fans like and so on and so forth. And that's why I work with Steve McNiven over and over and over again. I work with a guy named Ryan Brown over and over again. I work with Chevy Camicoli over and over again. And there's a list I could go beyond that. Ross, there's tons, and it's because of the experience of working with as opposed to working for. And I think that's what I would say, and you can cultivate that, and you should cultivate that at every level of the process.
Collaboration, keyword. I think that even with right now, like close machine, I made it a real point to, and I did this with a bunch of guys too in the past, but if you can get on the phone with your artist and talk story with them about what's coming up and even just the intricacies of the plot and things coming, and let them start to invest, even in this script bonding stage, they get invested, and you really do feel like Butch and Sundance working together on, a real particular trail to hit. So it's really key. Collaboration.
When you're on a series, you're coming with a story. So, I have a background in law. I was a licensed attorney in New York. I practiced law for many years, and so I have a view on these questions that is maybe a little different than most. But I will also say these have been a lot of fun process questions. If you guys want to ask questions about like R2D2 and stuff, you're welcome to do it, or Superman, or anything you want. It doesn't have to be the process stuff. That's this kind of conversation we can have. So, I think just to give a very brief overview of how this works for those of you who don't know, I'm sure it's been in, like, people talk about this now in a way they didn't used to talk about it 30 years ago. But if you make up a new character and it's on a Marvel or DC book, they own it. If I make up a new character in Star Wars, Lucasfilm owns it. And they are able to do whatever they want with it down the road. They can put it in movies, hey, that's cool. They can kill them off, that's cool. They can assign it to another writer who I don't think is writing them the right way. So what? Doesn't matter. It's not mine to do anything with. But crucially, to what you're talking about, I think, is they can also make $50 billion off it, and they don't have to give me anything other than what they paid me to make it in the comic that I made, right? And that's really where the sticking point comes, and that's where lawsuits come in for characters that were created a long time ago. You're probably maybe very familiar that there have been big lawsuits about Batman and Superman, who made them, who should have credit for them, who should be paid for the gigantic multimedia adaptations of them, billions of dollars of that IP generates. So my view in the landscape that we have now, where all of these things regularly happen, I mean, I just had a character that was a big part of the Daredevil Born Again show that just aired on Disney Plus, and like, there's been enough like bad PR generated by Big Two not taking care of creators that now they kind of take care of creators. DC handles it one way, Marvel handles it another way. I'm not going to speak to the specifics of it, but like there's at least some lip service paid to the idea that there's value in the creator being compensated when these things are adapted. However, they almost can't legally do it to the degree that they would if it were any other type of business innovation, because that opens the door to every person who's ever created a character in any comic book being given a fair share of the revenue that character generates down the road. So, all of which is to say, when you create a new character for Marvel, DC, or Lucasfilm, you need to do it with your eyes open. You need to understand that you're doing it to add to the legacy of something that you believe in, that you loved when you were a kid, and you're mostly doing it because it's cool, it's super cool to have something you made up be part of the Star Wars world. I made something called the High Republic for Star Wars, which is a gigantic, that's not it, all right, High Republic. That's a gigantic new initiative for Star Wars. It's a whole new era. It's full of like hundreds of new characters. Many of the primary ones I made up. I will not see downstream, like, you know, like if they make a huge movie of some of my books, it just does not work that way. But I've loved Star Wars since I was like this big, which I guess is pretty big. Like, imagine that was on the floor. Since I was a little kid, it's been my favorite thing. It's been Star Wars lightsabers, Force, all of it. And so the fact that I got to add this thing that's meaningful to as many people as it is, you know, yes, I would love to be given a check for $10 million. I know I'm not going to get it. I did it anyway. And so in this landscape, do it anyway if you want to, but, you know, do it with your eyes open. So I hope that answers the question.
Yeah, like Charles said, it's, you have to, when you're doing work for hire, it is work for hire, and they really legally don't owe you a dime. Everybody, you know, be it Thanos or all of whatever the stuff, everybody signed it, and you know, it's just the way it is. So if you've got great characters, and you know, this happened to DC many years ago, but once some things escaped and got made, the rights reverted and made, like, Go to Perdition with Tom Hanks and Paul Newman. That was a DC book. It was coming out from, I forgot the name of the press that was in it. Piranha Press or no, something else. But one of the offshoots, like Vertigo. And it got made, and the rights reverted back to the author. And then, boom, they quickly made a movie out of it because Warner's had dragged their feet for like I think it was 5 years. So they reverted. And then Levitz went to the editor's office, like, it was crazy. What the hell? Newman, Tom Hanks, this was ours, and now we got paid. Oh, was Sam Mendes directing? Whatever. And so they changed contracts from then on in for quite a while until they realized the thing here, reverting back to what you were saying, is that guys were then like, hey, this is a really tough contract for company was getting everything and the creator was just getting his pay rate, a lot of creators are like, you know what? I'm not giving my best ideas. I'm not going to give my the cool stuff out. I'm going to save it for myself. And that's what you have to judge. You have to judge whether you want to have a thing like Charles said that you love and have passion for in the DNA of your Marvel or DC or you want to see it in a comic, then you happily give it up and you know you did it with your eyes open. Otherwise, the stuff that you want to keep and you hope to make your own one day and capitalize it for yourself and your family down the line, and that's another thing.
Yeah, I mean, we can spend a whole time talking about it. This could become the creator-owned versus work-rider panel, but one of the big things that happened, there used to be, at DC Comics, there's an neighborhood called Vertigo, which was where some of the most, like, truly astonishing original ideas in comics came from. There was a wave of Vertigo comics, and we're talking like wasn't Alan Swamp Thing? Yeah, so Alan Swamp Thing, there was Sandman, Gaiman, a bunch of, Preacher, Transmetropolitan, like these like truly game-changing comics came out of Vertigo, and the deal then allowed characters, allowed people to retain ownership. The early version.
The early deal was actually, it was amazing. It was 90 days.
Yeah.
So Warner Brothers, DC Comics had 90 days to either, excuse the expression, because you know, kids, shit or get off the pot. And then boom, that was it. So 90 days went by. I'm Preacher and Garth, you know, I'm good friends with Garth. He was like, hey, I got a Preacher back after, 3 months. He took it and ran with it. And many times, it was in development hell with other places, but it was his, and he ran with it as much as he could. So, but that all got changed.
Yeah, so that's what happened, right? So it's sort of two things that were in conversation with each other. One of which was that there's a company called Image Comics, which if you know the comics business, hopefully you've heard of Image Comics. They started in 1992, and they were part of the reason they existed is because a bunch of really, really famous artists in Marvel and DC were like, we don't like that we don't own our stuff. We have cool ideas. We have huge numbers of fans. We're going to make our own things that we own, and that became Image Comics. And Image Comics, moving forward, became a place where people could take their original characters and original ideas and own all of them, including those rights for movies and TV, which they could then sell or license to studios to make revenue streams. And so that became a really viable way for people to kind of start at Marvel or DC, get a name, and then go over to Image and start making creator-owned comic books. Pete and I both made creator-owned comics and done well with them, and it's awesome that path exists. And Vertigo, though, changed their deal to close that 90-day window. Like to basically they took ownership and they would keep ownership. And so and so writers and artists of a certain level stopped giving anything to Vertigo. Because as you said, why would you do that? Why would you give your best stuff that's going to make you $1 million to a company that's going to pay you $5,000 for it, whatever the ratio is? And all those people had a new place to put those ideas, which was Image Comics. And so now, I mean, there are exceptions, but the general rule is creator-owned stuff goes to Image because you own it, and like nobody else gets it because like it's. I mean,
it's a great deal.
Yeah.
When you get it, the only thing Image takes is the percentage of sales and things like that, but media rights, they don't take anything.
And Vertigo's gone now. I mean, Vertigo died because nobody would give them any books. So I think it's this balance, right? Because everybody's gonna want to read a Spider-Man book, but once you get to a certain point in your career, Spider-Man's gonna take more from you than Spider-Man's gonna give, in a way, right? Whereas Image, the possibilities are endless. It's just kind of a well-managed career as a balance of both, I think, these days. And it's tough, but you have to be very smart about it. All right, so how about that R2D2? Any more? All right.
But I think like almost all my creator-owned books, I feel like they never got enough of the eyeballs I think they deserved. They were all beautifully drawn, beautifully colored. Like a book called Light Brigade, World War II, Angels and Demons. proud of that book. House of Penance, Ian Bertram drawing about the Winchester Mystery House that I really love. We used one called Blood Tree about a serial killer. Oh, and then my favorite one. Bridge. Yeah. Then I wrote a graphic novel about, it's called The Bridge, about the building of the Brooklyn Bridge. It's a wonderful story. Everybody, not just push it, but it's crazy. It's amazing. Nobody knows about this story. But it's about a couple, tragedy, adventure, love, same stuff. Yeah, I think it's just, you want people, when you write, and the good thing about it, you just want people to come to the table. It's like I've been people to come to the table with the Ghost Machine books, Rockefellers and Hornsby Halo, and which is great because you don't want to write in a vacuum, right? You want people to respond to your work. I mean, we're not getting paid gazillions of dollars, no matter what a lot of people outside think. We're not, and we're not getting health care yet. But people reading it and responding is the best thing that you get, and it's wanting to see those creator-owned books get as much love as possible because they become your little baby.
Yeah, I mean, I agree. Like creator round is really which are hard, but there was a series of books that I did early on in my career for Marvel. It was a big initiative that they were pushing really, really hard, and I was asked to write it, and it was sort of a mixed blessing because for me it was a huge level up. I had written, I had done like 10 issues of Thunderbolts. I had written a She-Hulk book, and then I written Death of Wolverine, and it was in the mix of all those things happening that they came to ask me to write this other thing, and the other thing was called Inhuman, and right, so that's what I mean, right? So like he just went like this because not like this, he went like he was excited about it because that was a time when Marvel, like it's all mixed up in different things basically. But like Marvel didn't have the X-Men's ancillary rights because they were with Fox at the time, so for various reasons they were working on trying to find ways to bring other large groups of superhero people into the storytelling. And Inhumans seemed like they could be a way to do it. And so I was asked to be kind of the writer's tip of the spear for this big initiative on Inhuman, and I worked on it for years. I worked with incredible artists, Ryan Stegman, Steve Niven, but this narrative took hold that it was an attempt to get rid of the X-Men, and people love the X-Men, they love it. And so I think that meant, and this is me saying it, but they were great books, come on, maybe they weren't, but I remain very proud of them, and I think that my collaborators and I did really, really good work bringing new stories and new characters and new ideas and like setting up this corner of the Marvel Universe and developing it into this new thing. There's like, I don't know, like 100 issues of human storytelling that I think are phenomenally cool, that memory hold, because the X-Men came back and, people love the X-Men. And so, but that's really it. I think I've been very fortunate that my work has been, generally speaking, embraced by an audience that loves it. And, I love everything I've done. And that's really the only thing I can think of that I wish they put out a big omnibus or something.
With the High Republic coming to an end here with your final novel for it, in hindsight, looking back at the initiative and how it's all put together, are you happy with where the High Republic has gone as far as its reception that it's certainly gotten lately? And then secondly, the series, The Acolyte, kind of takes place towards the tail end of the High Republic. Did they ever use you as a creative consultant on that or anything like that?
So the second one's really easy to answer, so I'll just do that. So I was a creative consultant for Lucasfilm during Acolyte production time, so I wasn't a credited consultant or something like that, but it was something that was always kind of in the mix, which was these other things all about. Leslie Hedlund did a great job on this show. She came into it with a lot of the stuff kind of set up, like she didn't really need consultants. Basically, she was good to go. Awesome show. So as far as the High Republic and where it's gone and how I feel about it now, it's been extremely personal for me because Star Wars: The High Republic, which I know some of you already know very quickly, is a new era of Star Wars that was set up. It's in the time period about 250 years before the Phantom Menace. So it's a time when the Republic was in the golden age, no Sith were around, the Jedi were ascendant, everything was like beautiful, the Jedi wore white and gold robes, it's very, very cool. And so we are telling a story that's set in that time when the Jedi faced this incredible challenge that almost breaks them in half. They have to really do a lot more together. It started in 2021 with my novel Night of the Jedi, which debuted at #1 on the New York Times bestseller list. And is going to conclude on June 17th. It's like 2 weeks with the final novel, Trials of the Jedi, which I also wrote. So that in between, there have been dozens and dozens of comics and young adult novels, and middle grade novels, and audio dramas, and all kinds of stuff. And it's told this huge interconnected story that builds to this big conclusion. I think, like, do you like Star Wars?
Oh, I love it.
Yeah, me too. I think, do other people in this room like Star Wars? So imagine they come to you and they say, hey, you and 4 other writers, because there were 5 on the text in the beginning, do you want to make your own Star Wars saga? Do you want to tell your own, 4, 5, 6, episode 4, 5, 6 things? Do you want to, there are no rules, there are no restrictions unless you get too crazy, and we'll give you some guidance. But basically, from day one, you can do it however you want to do it. You can come up with the characters however you want to make them. You won't own them, but you will come up with whatever you want to do. Like, incredible, right? Incredible. And so we did. We started doing it. And then, Let the Jedi, #1. The other launch books all listed in their various categories. The High Republic #1 sold 300,000 copies of Marvel. Like, incredible success out of the gate. It's been years since then, so things cool down a little bit, but still, the books are doing very well. It was generated the accolade. There's another cartoon show we have called Young Jedi Adventures for kids. It's been the core element of a number of different video games that have been released. He's wearing a High Republic t-shirt right now. He's got his back to it. Trust me, he is. It's all over the place. And this is in Star Wars, which, forgive me, doesn't like new stuff, right? Like, it's very difficult to break new things into Star Wars because people, they like what they like. And this initiative has managed to break through that in a way that is incredible. I don't know if you've been to a Star Wars celebration, or if you go to a High Republic event, there are, when we did the High Republic panels in 2022 or 2023, we filled standing room only people, 5,000 person groups who just wanted to hear about books. It's impossible to do. So I can't believe we did it. I can't believe it's coming to an end. I feel kind of bummed about it, honestly. But, we carved another face on our Star Wars, and it's pretty beautiful, and I'm very happy about it. All right?
Thank you.
Sure.
Where are we going to see some Expo?
Yeah, sure. Absolutely. I think the High Republic at this point, and I cannot answer that question, right? But what I can say is that the High Republic is a firmly established part of the timeline now. Everybody knows it. Did you watch Andor? Okay. In the season finale of the last episode of Andor, I think, or second to last, there was a big hospital on the top of it. There's Borabesh, and it's named after the Chancellor in the High Republic, right? He was so over hospital. It's in there. The Borash Trial was an active. It's kind of space for some space for stuff. But it's not going anywhere. So is there going to be an adaptation of Light of the Jedi tomorrow? They haven't told me if they're going to do that. But at some point, somebody will. It's too rich. It's too bloody. It's too big, or something else. And I don't know, but I bet it'll happen someday. You already had one. Doesn't mean we won't come back around. Yeah.
Okay, it was of course, right before it was going to be Batman.
Right.
Did you know when you started that far back when you started that was where things were going?
Yeah, it was at that point, Grant was still on the fence on whether he was going to kill Batman at that point. So we didn't know if he was going to kill him, or so I was under the impression early on that I would just be on Nightwing for a while. And then Grant Dan finally was like, yeah, you know what? I'm gonna kill Batman, and Dick should take his place. And I was like, all right. So I had a couple months, which was great, because then I could at least give it an ending and feel like, you know, it was full circle. So yeah, it was good to get it. So look, that doesn't happen all the time. Sometimes you're in the middle of an issue and you're saying, hey, like Batman and Robin, I was going to have Tarantella. If you look at the solicitation, I can't remember the number, but the original cover has Tarantella on the cover. The solicit. He carried a big part of the Two-Face art that was really epic. And all of a sudden I had a conference call with Frank and Dan. And Frank was like,
we love what you're doing.
Yeah.
Let's just,
Frank was like, you know what, I've suddenly decided. He came back and did, with Andy Cooper,
Master Race, isn't it?
So they were like, so I decided to have some plans, so I know I did it first user, now change my mind, and I'm like, all right, you need another pound gorilla, so I'm gonna say, yeah, whatever you need, yes sir, I have another, so yeah, so you know, things happen, you gotta be able to pivot, and especially in comics, you gotta be able to pivot fast if you wanna be good and all the things Charles said, and so they go, wow, look at this guy, he pivoted in and he still able to get the story out and blah, blah, blah. So.
You guys have both written some pretty big fandoms, like Star Wars, Batman, Daredevil, list goes on and on. And like you mentioned earlier, like Star Wars fans aren't exactly the most receptive to new things and get semi-hostile to certain things. How do you guys hold when you're like writing a new story, like you take characters in a new direction or you make new characters? How do you like interact with the possibility of facing backlash from these fandoms?
Mine will be a quick answer, because I'm sure Charles has some Star Wars stuff. But you can't think that way. You have to think of what are you excited about? What is the company going to be excited about? But otherwise, if you start thinking about thinking about all these other people you want to make happy, then you've got a morass of just pure middle of the road crapola. So you've got to just be passionate about the thing you want to do, and then hope other people jump on the train and follow it. The way I look at it.
I think I should clarify slightly by saying there is an element of Star Wars fandom that can be very vocal about things that they believe are taking away from the parts of Star Wars that they love or believe in whatever way. I strongly disagree with that viewpoint in general. I think that everything we liked is still there, and stuff has to grow and change, and some of the growth and change is doing things that maybe aren't universally liked, right? Like Star Wars needs to evolve, all franchises, all characters need to evolve to keep new things for new generations. Like, you know, Batman, like if they tried to put out the Adam West Batman now, it wouldn't work, right? Like the take that seems to work right now is Robert Pattinson, that kind of like, you know, that vibe, that's what audiences are responding to. So I agree completely with people. You can't let fans get in your head. You need to be your own fan, really. You need to decide that your voice. You wouldn't have the job. Basically, when I start something massive, I'm like, I wouldn't have the job if someone who knows what they're doing didn't think I had the chops to do it. And so I just trust that baseline beginning point, and then I just tell the story I want to tell and make it as awesome as I can. It's not to say that I don't think about the character's legacy, and the things that are interesting about them, because a new story about a character should in some ways be a conversation with all the stories about the character that come through. So, you know, writing a new story about Darth Vader should understand the way Darth Vader works in all of the other Darth Vader stories that have happened in the past. And if you can find a sweet spot of doing something new with Darth Vader that nobody else has thought of to do before, nobody else is, or like a very small percentage of people are like, oh, Darth Vader would never do that. If we're like, wow, that is exactly what Darth Vader would do, and I've never seen him do that before, then you're doing a job right. So love the fans, cherish the fans. Don't always worry about the fans. If you do good work, the fans will believe.
Right, like there's a good example with Batman. we were given these initiatives at a certain meeting. We're like, you know, hey, things feel a little stale with all the books. You know, make sure they like John was like, let the characters evolve or do things that you aren't expecting. So when Damien died, there was an issue that I had these the 5 stages of grief, and one of them is Batman captures Frankenstein, and he wants to figure out
comics everywhere.
Right. And he wants to figure out how Frankenstein is still staying alive because he has plans on getting Damien back. Trying to bring him back. So the second page of the issue, he's kidnapped Frankenstein, and we've got an overhead shot of Frankenstein on the table, and he's been pieces, you know, and Frankenstein had it separate from his body, had in the comics. Frankenstein, you know, Batman's talking to him, Frankenstein's still talking to him, even if he's dismembered in a million pieces. And it was really important to me to show that, because I was so tired of seeing somebody suffer something really terrible and horrible and tragic, and then 3 issues in, they're like, that's it, they put it away. So it was really important for me to make sure that Bruce especially felt his son's death, and it lingered. It wasn't just something that was suddenly gone. So being a dad, I can understand that, so I wanted to make sure it really hit, you know, hard. So Dan DiDio then literally was like, I don't know if people get this reference, but he was like, since when now is it turning Batman's Joseph Mangales and Nazi doctor, and he's taking apart our characters on the table. So the page literally was like, and I had to argue, I said, you're telling me you should do stuff, I'm showing you just the brief level that he's going to go to. And this is what's pushed him to a point he's never been seen to be pushed before. So he's like, you can't show that. So they put a big tarp over it up to Frankenstein's neck, and everything else was covered. Cut to a couple months later, Dan, out to lunch with Dan, he says, hey, you know what? I was seeing the trade paperback stuff happening. And he's like, I'm gonna uncover that page with Frankenstein. He said, I told you, you did exactly what I told you to do, and then I didn't do it, and I didn't follow through with my own edict. So we're gonna show it, and in the collections, you can see that it's all in pieces. So, you know, it's that thing. You gotta, like Charles said, you gotta, these characters, you can't completely change them, obviously, but you gotta just put them through things that just have some real emotional thrust through the decades. That, you know, be it Gwen falling off the bridge, etc. You know, all this stuff. It stays with you, and it stays with the characters, and it lingers in the whole mythology of it over the years. So it's pretty cool.
I do question that maybe you kind of touched on this. Has there been any scripts or stories that you had to throw away for one reason or another? And what's it going to be able to work on that you love
In terms of DC, I was a Marvel kid growing up, so my big love was war and Western in DC. Because I love those books, and Batman. Those are those 3 things I love in DC. So I was really hoping, I pitched, I don't know how many stories of Haunted Tank, Sergeant Rock, all the losers. Probably you guys haven't heard that. But those are the books I really wanted to sink my teeth into, and I never got a chance to. So I would say at DC, it was the war books, and Jonah Hex. I would love to have done Jonah Hex. And I never wrote one issue at Marvel. The only thing I've ever done all these years at Marvel was the Old Man Logan Wasteland series, XM series. I had a lot of fun doing it. I really that's a little burning book. But yeah, it's those are it. I mean, I would love to. Spidey was my favorite kid growing up. I'd love to have done Spider-Man art, especially with Pac Lacey being there, could have killed it.
As far as scripts that like are thrown out, I can't think of anything where I had a page 1. I can think of a couple where I had there's the levels of change, right? And this is, I don't even know, this might just be my personal terminology for it, but like a page 1 is like literally you throw the script out and you start completely over and do something different. A teardown is when you keep the framework of what you have, you like rip a lot of scenes out and change things around and do things differently. And then from there, there's like, you know, a pass, quick pass, and like a so. And so I've never had to do a page 1. I have gotten something wrong in the pre-writing process, and whether it's your story sense is off, like your sense of where the character should go, your sense of what the editor is looking for.
Frank Miller.
Yeah, Frank Miller. I mean, that stuff can happen too. Like, you roll out the blue, oh, sorry, we can't do this anymore. But generally, I have been fortunate that I haven't had that exact situation happen. Like, I've written it already, and then it's like, well, actually, sorry, we can't do that anymore. But there was one. You know what? Actually, I'm not going to say it because I don't love talking about stories that didn't happen because I might tell them someday, and also people sometimes start thinking, "Oh, maybe that was better than what I actually did." So, yeah. And then characters I haven't worked on. I mean, I don't know. I've never done anything significant with Batman, which I think is pretty fun. I think I can do a good job on Batman. Green Lantern is a character I've always really liked. I wrote Guy Gardner for a while, and yeah, he's awesome. He was in Red Lanterns at the time, which really worked well for him because he was high. So that was fun. So you know, I'm listing DC characters because almost all of my work for the last 12 odd years has been at Marvel, so really like flip-flop. And then I did a run on Red Lantern, I did a run on Swamp Thing, and I did Superman 101, which I took over for you, but I did the first 12 or 13, and you grabbed after that. So
I was given it, and he grabbed it.
Right. The reins were handed to you graciously. Rode the horse.
Charles was like, I'm done with this. Give it to that Tomasi.
No, it was Marvel said, you have to quit those books, so we're not going to give you double ratings, right? And so that's all I've done. And so thankfully, I've written hundreds and hundreds of comics, just like you've written hundreds and hundreds of comics, and I've barely done anything you can see. So when I think about the stuff that I would like to do that I haven't done, it's basically easy stuff.
Thank you all so much. That is our time. You guys are doing your weekends. We'll talk about the table. Another round of applause.
Yeah, we'll do that one. And that's the fifth? Yeah. Alright, that's our first 5. Okay.
It's like, but you guys have seen.
one of the first that even in. I mean, that's one of the first.
Excuse me. I understand people need to get through.
Excuse me, sorry.
Sorry.
would do it.
A couple times I haven't been able to, and I really regretted not checking ahead of time.
He's on his way to us.
So whole painting done except for the lace. And I do about 2 cracks in the lace. I'm like so scared.
Yeah, so I was like, who's this orange one? Everyone's like, oh, it's so cool.
You have more designs on your website, like different.
And I can literally draw anything you want.
Okay. Cool.
Even if you had a photo or anything you wanted specifically, you can upload it and I can print it.
So is it like what's the material that you, or how do you print it? Like ink or?
It's actually I work with the company that'll print it for me, so I send them the designs. They'll print the shoot. They'll print the design on the. Then they assemble the shoot.
Okay. And you use like are these like stock bands or like what are they?
I can get bands if you want, but I also buy the shoes from the manufacturer. That way I don't have to charge you bands prices.
Gotcha. Oh, that's cool.
But they wear like bands. They wear them out.
Yeah, that's really cool. I have like I've had like the slip-ons for years. So that's cool. I didn't know. Like, I mean, I guess I didn't think about it, but like having your own design would be cool. So
I literally had bands and these side by side, and people couldn't tell the difference.
Yeah. No, that's cool. So I'll check it out. Thanks, man. Appreciate it. Hello. Do you have any more cars besides these, like on your like a website or something, or do you make them like custom?
So we should have more keychains on our website. There's our QR code right there. Currently, our commissions are closed, but they do periodically open back up.
Okay, cool. But there's more cars on there, like on your
yeah.
website? Okay, cool. I'll check it out. Appreciate it. Thank you.
Have a good one.
Yeah. Oh, cool. Thank you.
Please don't film the artwork.
What's that?
Please don't film the artwork.
Oh, okay, sure. Sorry.
I mean, like, I just remember.
Yeah, I didn't have the so I was like, yeah, so I think yeah, that's
Attention FanExpo Dallas. Turn your attention to the red carpet for the Star Wars launch.
Awesome. What time do you guys leave?
9:30 or 5:30. So.
Mine was originally planned to leave at 7.
Right.
Now it's almost 9. Are you going directly from Dallas?
Straight back to London. So.
How is you guys do MCM over there in London?
I've been rejected.
You guys MCM? They keep asking me to come over.
Oh, right.
Yeah, they keep inviting me to come over.
You know, and so they try to make that. Robin, having a church.
thought it was